and I know that that's a really poor thing to do in a debate.
The title of that chapter, there is a purpose, there is a reason why the title of that chapter is not the proof of utilitarianism. It is not. The title of that chapter is... The title of that chapter is the kinds of proofs to which utilitarianism is susceptible.
No, hold on. The title of the chapter is Proof of Utilitarianism.
It's not. You
Get the book.
You can check it now. It is the types of proof that utilitarianism is susceptible to.
John Stuart Mill wrote the book himself. You can get the copy from Waterstones now. Everyone in the audience can Google it. Yes, it's actually, the title is Proof of Utilitarianism, chapter 4.
The title of that chapter is... The title of that chapter is the kinds of proofs to which utilitarianism is susceptible.
I think the reason that Muhammad Hijab presses this so fiercely is because fairly recently, it seems, he's begun to lecture on liberalism, right? And so it's obviously something that he's researched and wants to think he understands because he gives lectures on the topic of liberalism. And to say that John Stuart Mill said that to say that John Stuart Mill titled his 4th chapter Proof of Utilitarianism is not just to misquote him, but to misunderstand his point, right? The whole point of that chapter is to show that you can't prove the principle of utility. You can't prove it in the same way that you can't prove that just because an object is visible, that it's therefore there, that because you can see it, it's therefore visible, right? He just says that there are certain types of proof that we just kind of accept in other areas, like that if something's visible, that if we see something, it's therefore visible. And he says that same kind of proof could be used to say that if we desire pleasure, then pleasure is desirable, right? But the point is, this can't be proved. You can only talk about the kinds of proofs to which the principle of utility is susceptible. That's the name of the chapter. So when Muhammad Hijab gets this wrong, he's misunderstood what Mill was actually saying, not just done something so petty as to misquote the title, right? Because that doesn't matter, whatever, you misquoted the title. But either way, whether it matters or not, Muhammad Hijab fiercely came down on this point, that I'm wrong about this, that we can go to Waterstones right now, buy a copy of the book and find out. Luckily, we didn't have to, because the audience members decided to Google it, and lo and behold, Muhammad Hijab was wrong, I was right, and this is what happened.
Okay, so anyone's got utilitarianism, we can see.
Okay, if anybody has a copy of the book,
let's leave it on that as a reference point.
Okay, yes, my friend.
No, it's important. It's important. The reason why. It's important. The reason.
Now hold on. Did you see that? We'll watch this again. Notice what happened, right? Everyone's kind of talking over each other, and Muhammad Hijab points to a member of the audience and kind of goes, you've got it up. You Googled it, and then finds out that he was wrong and says, oh, you guys, okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I was wrong about that. Except no, of course he doesn't. He just kind of pretends as though he didn't hear it, because obviously none of the rest of the panel noticed that happening because we were too busy talking to each other. And so it kind of goes unnoticed. Muhammad Hijab goes, sir, you looked it up. Oh, I'm wrong, am I? Okay, and just turns his head away. Watch it again.
Okay, so anyone's got utilitarianism, we can see.
Okay,
if anybody has a copy of the book,
let's leave it on that as a reference point.
Okay, yes, my friend.
No, it's important. It's important. The reason why. It's important. The reason why.
Either way, look.
Either way, it doesn't. What do you mean either way? You mean, okay, fine, I was wrong about that, but let me make my point anyway. Don't get proved wrong. Like, realize that none of us heard that you got proved wrong, and then go, look, it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter anyway, right? You can only say, it doesn't matter anyway, when you're right about this. You can say, look, okay, you were wrong, but look, it's besides the point, right? That's when you can use that kind of terminology. You don't get to get proved wrong and then go, either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you've now been proved wrong. Luckily, another audience member decides to interrupt us again, because obviously they didn't hear this other person either, and say that I was right.
Okay, so just to continue what I said.
Is he right? It's not proof of... Okay.
It seems Muhammad Hijab, the lion, the bastion of fierceful and articulate speech, has been reduced to, it's not utilitarian, it's just... Okay. Yeah, okay, you've been proved wrong. Now look, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that I had misquoted the Quran, right? What would be the reaction? Muhammad Hijab, if I misquoted the Quran in front of him, from what you've seen in this debate, just imagine what the reaction would be if I just got it wrong and an audience member looked it up and said, Alex, look, you're wrong about this. What would he have said? Compare that to what actually happens when he gets it wrong.
Is he right? It's not proof of... Okay, well, I can see that point. If he's right, I can see the point.
That's fine, because I don't care if you're right or wrong about that. The thing that matters is the point that he was making, and the point that he was making is that you can't prove utilitarianism.
I don't care about that, because the thing that matters is the point that he was making, right? I don't care if you got the wording of the chapter title right. What I'm trying to say is that the fact that you got the title wrong implies that you've misunderstood the actual point, and that's the important thing, right? Like, this whole thing's ridiculous. Okay, so look, I don't want this video to go on forever. I actually have no idea how long this video is going to be until I cut it down, because I've kind of been sat here just picking out bits from the debate. But this should give you an idea of why I'm just totally fed up of hearing about this debate. You want to know one of the worst parts? Is that Muhammad Hijab has uploaded